like a cog railway. It's so steep.
Bless you.
Oh my gosh. I'm glad I walk a lot at work. There's so many cool artistic touches in this place. It's like, you know, they took the ruins of what was here before and they just took little pieces of all the pieces and put it all back together. Mysterious.
See the picture down below?
It's really magical.
It is.
Even on the weekends when it's packed with tourists, it's pretty amazing.
It is.
On the road we're out and racing, on a routine expedition, down the deepest cavern ever known, down on the rapids, it's up in tiny raft, it goes down 1,000 feet below.
In this episode, we visit with my friend Artis Roque. She owns the Rickledorus Candy and Popcorn Company in downtown Jerome, and she's here to tell us what it was like for miners back in the day. Her grandfather was a miner in Jerome's heyday, and her family still lives here. But I mean, come on, you're here for the candy, right? Old-timey candy shop.
Hi.
Hey!
Hey.
How you doing?
Yes.
Give you a hug.
So long.
It's been a long time.
Yes.
How you doing?
Good.
Good.
I actually didn't think I was working today, but I'm working till 12.
Oh, you are? Okay.
Until 11.
I was hoping you'd come and walk around.
I will. 1 second here, please.
So, Artis, I've known you for a long time. How long have you been here?
In Jerome?
Yes.
Well, my husband and I moved here 18 years ago.
Okay.
But my mother started this store 32 years ago.
Right.
She was born here.
Right.
She was born, all my aunts and uncles, and my grandfather worked the mine from that book I showed you.
Yes,
And,
which I just finished reading for like a third time.
Oh, good. And so anyway, all the old miners used to have a town reunion here every third Saturday in October.
Mm-hmm.
So I was coming with my grandparents and parents since I was 8. After my father passed away, my mother moved back here at the age of 62, bought a little house here in Jerome, opened up a candy store, and ran it till she was 83. Yeah, and so that's what brought us out here was when I was younger. I thought 62 was old.
Yeah.
And so I'm thinking, what's she doing up there all by herself, you know, running the store? So we decided to move out here, and then we would help her on the weekends, you know, at the candy store.
And so it was your grandfather who was a miner here?
Yes.
Is that right?
He came here in the 1920s from Mexico. He was a miner down there. So the same company owned mines all over the world and in Mexico. So that's how they came here.
Okay.
He worked on, it was called the Widowmaker, which was a drill that would drill for dynamite and things into the rock, the mine. That's why it was called a Widowmaker, because it was a very dangerous job, you know. And so, yes, he worked in the 1920s here. All my aunts and uncles were born here.
That's pretty wild, because it's, you know, like Prescott, finding somebody who's actually from here ancestrally is very unusual. Because when the mine shut down in '53, was it?
Yes.
Most people left.
Correct.
Most people just split, and so why didn't he leave? Why did he stay?
Well, he did leave when the mine closed.
Oh, he did? Okay.
Yes, he left the whole family left in the 1950s. They had a home here, and nobody would buy it because nobody had money. A lot of people just left their homes and took what they could in their vehicles and moved to wherever. And that's why our family moved to California. They pretty much let their homes go, you know, because they couldn't afford it. There was no living here to be made. So in the 1970s, early 70s, the hippies moved in here to these abandoned homes. And back then, if you made improvements and paid taxes, you could eventually own the home
Okay.
and homestead kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so that's what a lot of them did. And they fixed up the buildings, and they started selling their arts and crafts, and they eventually became town council, town mayor, and they basically saved the town.
So when the people had to leave in '53 when the mine closed down, did they actually own their homes at all?
Some of them did, yes.
Some of them did?
Some of them, and our family did,
Okay.
yes, but they just had to leave the house.
And your family's home was pretty much a home-built structure, was it? It was.
Yes, it was a wooden built structure. I remember my mother saying that when they would sleep at night, they could look through the boards and see the snow
Oh my gosh.
come down.
Can't imagine.
So yeah.
So it was like living in a shack.
Almost. I mean, you know, they had bedrooms, and they had a wood stove, and if you purchase an old historical home, there's no insulation.
Yeah, one thing I noticed about some of the homes around here is the walls are really thin. They're like 3 inches thick. And one of the homeowners actually told me that a lot of these homes weren't even supposed to last. You know, they were built.
Oh, yeah.
They were built to be last 20, 30 years, and then people would move, and the mine would move, and they just leave them.
Some homes had running water. Some homes had all that, the niceties of it. And
Yeah.
it depends where you were on the income scale.
Yeah.
You know, there was different areas in Jerome, like there was Irish, Mexican, all different types of races here. There was a little bit of separations, like Mexicans had their own Mexican pool, and other places had their own pools, but you know, pretty much everybody worked to make a living.
I think I read the other day that there were 2,200 races represented in Jerome in its heyday. 2,200 different nationalities all working here.
Yeah.
I mean, it was, you had whites, you had Mexicans, you had Chinese.
Yes.
That were all in their own kind of areas. They had to be hidden away. You know, the whiter you were, the better treated you were. But
yeah, that was.
If you weren't part of the favored race, you were, you know, you had to go live down in the gulch. Or
Exactly. Yes. I can show you. I don't know if you've seen some of these photos, but I'll show you a couple photos. Okay?
I would love to see some photos.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got to take you upstairs to show it to you.
Cool.
So,
Even better.
Okay. This was a miniature golf that was here, and I'll show you later where that is located. But this is the UVX apartments. This was
It looks like where the old playground is.
kind of, yes,
Yeah.
yes, that's where that's at. This also was a truck up there. It was a dynamite truck that my uncle said they had to evacuate the town because they were afraid it was going to blow up. But it didn't. It just burnt.
It just got fired and burned down.
Yes, yes.
Wow.
A lot of these empty lots were right next to each other.
Because it seems to me like a lot of these houses, you've got, you know, the original house, then you have things that have been built on.
Oh,
like,
yes.
They're filling in the holes of like all the little places where they can add on and
Yes.
build a little more.
Yes, and see all this space here? This wasn't spaces before. These were homes in between all this stuff.
Yeah. Love this. Floor here.
So
There's so many cool artistic touches
Oh yeah.
in this place. It's like, you know, they took the ruins of what was here before and they just took little pieces of all the pieces and put it all back together.
They used to have a lot of snow. She said they used to have like feet and feet of snow. And but of course things have changed now, the climate and so forth.
Sure. Yeah, I was reading in that book that the winter they moved here, there was 5 feet of snow on the ground,
Yes. Yes.
which is insane.
Okay, here we go.
I mean, we've had big snows in Prescott, but I think 3 feet was our maximum
Oh yeah?
at our place. Yeah.
See, look at these steps. I mean, you know, they've lasted for so long.
Yeah.
It's just fantastic.
And this is probably from the 1920s.
Yes.
This is like a cog railway. It's so steep.
Bless you.
Oh my gosh.
Woo-wee.
Glad I walk a lot at work.
That's the Grand Hotel,
Yeah.
which used to be the hospital.
Right.
And then the picture that's in that book,
Mm-hmm.
it's up here, above that.
Where these old foundations are.
Yes, where these old foundations are.
Okay.
You can go walk up there if you want.
If you feel like it. I don't want to.
I don't mind.
Okay.
I mean, you know, it's pretty cool here.
I'll
So,
walk forever. I don't care. But it's up to you. You're the guide.
which is very nice that people restore it
Yeah.
and try to maintain it and keep it up.
I think it's neat to see the balance between buildings that have been restored and buildings that are still in ruins.
Yes.
It's kind of cool to see both in the same place. Like, you don't want it to be all the way fixed up. You want it to be partially fixed up. Surgeon's house is pretty awesome, isn't it?
It almost doesn't fit in. It's like this luxurious Mediterranean villa.
Right. Well, that was the point.
Isn't
Like,
it beautiful?
it really is. But
We're
you
gonna be
know,
walking by
you
that.
put your doctor up in that nice place, and it entices him to live in a place that's really out in the middle of nowhere. They did the company's bidding. So if the company said, "No, you can't fix that guy's leg," they had to just, you know, go toss him.
You're fine. Get back to work.
Right. Or if
That'll
you
be
couldn't
fine.
work, it was a death sentence.
Yeah.
Like, okay, you can never work at any mine town run by this company, which was every town in Arizona, Jerome and Bisbee. So you just get kicked out, and you couldn't go anywhere because you were crippled. They didn't want you to be seen in town because you were crippled, and that made the town look bad.
I would love to live up here. And
It's really magical.
it is.
Even
It
on the
really
weekends when it's
is.
packed with tourists, it's pretty amazing.
It is. But this has always been very interesting.
Mysterious.
See the picture down below?
Huh. All sorts of little curious hidey holes.
Yes.
Love it.
Probably just cheaper to build the staircase hollow than it was to go into a concrete.
I've driven through Jerome 100 times easily. There's always something I missed that I didn't see before.
And this is the bed and breakfast. It's a beautiful bed and
That's
breakfast.
gorgeous. God, what a wonderful place. We're gonna stay at the surgeon's house.
Surgeon's house. Bed and breakfast.
I love the turquoise scuppers.
Yeah.
And actually, isn't it copper that's...
Yeah.
Or copper, yeah, sorry. That's
Yeah.
what it is.
But it turns turquoise.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's true.
Yes, it does.
It's
Copper-
all oxidized.
or turquoise is a copper mineral, I should say. So there's a reason it's that color, is it's the copper content.
Look at this view.
It's crazy.
Is this fantastic?
It's
or what?
insane. I love it. Love everything about it. And I love how the town just continues on that long tongue out toward the high school. You know, just every available space. But again, population is 464,
Right around
I
there.
think, of the last
Yeah.
census. And it used to be 15,000,
Yep.
which means all these hillsides.
And then that building over there, see the yellowish beige one right there? With
Okay.
the square windows? That's the
that's
Douglas Mansion.
Douglas Mansion.
Yeah. So that's part of the water, but we have a natural spring up on the mountain here that...
So that's Jerome's water supply trickling down through there?
Well, I don't know. No, we have a tank
Okay.
up there that
Okay.
for the water supply.
But you can see these old pipes and pieces of roof that have tumbled down the hill. Yeah, but these are all foundations from the old homes, and they're
Yes.
just piles of rock, so it's no wonder the houses aren't here anymore.
And you know, some of these lots actually are for sale. But then again, I don't know what the plumbing's like. Look at these steps. I mean, I love these steps.
This is cool. I'm climbing these steps. Whew. Hello, Tiger Swallowtail.
He likes your shirt.
Frame of a house.
Yeah.
After a fantastic lunch at the Asylum restaurant in the classic and likely haunted Jerome Grand Hotel, we headed over to meet with a bit of a local legend. Richard Martin has lived in Jerome for 50 years. He's served as the mayor. He's also a master woodworker and a bit of a kindred spirit. These days he's confined to a wheelchair. So we will be taking the incredibly steep, and I mean incredibly steep, four-wheel drive road up to his house. If you like what you see, please leave us a like, leave us a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And we'll see you next time on the road.